In-person meeting planning can be a lot to manage, but that's where Troop Planner comes in. From organizing an executive offsite, department meeting, or team retreat, Troop Planner is built to make life easier for busy assistants like you. Troop keeps it simple, fast, and organized. From choosing the perfect location to managing budgets, coordinating travel, and tracking attendee details, Troop brings everything together in one easy-to-use platform so you can save time and focus on what matters most. Visit leaderassistant.com/Troop to learn more. Hey friends, welcome to episode 337. Just a quick intro that this is another AI-generated conversation using the Google Notebook LM tool. It's pretty cool. I uploaded a newsletter that I published in the Leader Assistant Academy to the Notebook LM tool on Google, and it created a conversation with a couple of AI agents talking about what's next and a pivot to quality and creativity that I recently announced in the Academy newsletter, so I wanted to share that with you today. It's a pretty fun conversation with these AI agents, pretty crazy technology, and hopefully it gives you a little insight to why I've made the recent changes and what's to come. So hope you enjoy it. You can check out the show notes at leaderassistant.com/337. And of course, I would love to have you join the Leader Assistant Academy. You can enroll at leaderassistant.com/academy.
The Leader Assistant podcast exists to encourage and challenge assistants to become confident, game-changing leader assistants.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something I think we all experience, the idea of a pivot, making a change.
Yeah, like shifting gears.
Yeah.
Could be a new job or restaurant, changing its whole menu, even, something personal.
Exactly. And these shifts, they can be planned. Sometimes they just happen, right?
Yeah.
Can be exciting, sometimes maybe a bit difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to look at strategic pivots today, the really deliberate ones.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the one thing they all share.
Got to be risk, right. There's always some element of the unknown when you change direction.
Absolutely. And that risk is what we're going to explore through a really great case study. We're looking at a business pivot by Jeremy Burroughs with his Leader Assistant business.
Ah, yes. A fascinating example.
Our mission here is basically to unpack the why and how he decided to, change things up significantly and maybe see what new things are coming out of it.
And hopefully that gives you, the listener, some insight if you're thinking about your own kind of pivot, big or small.
Right. So like we said, life's full of these moments. Think about it. Maybe you've started a new job recently or seen a favorite local spot suddenly change its whole vibe.
For sure. And while, changing your coffee order isn't the same risk as changing careers, that core idea, the uncertainty, it's always there.
And with career pivots or big business ones like Jeremy's, the risks can be kind of hidden sometimes, can't they?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
It's not just about, say, salary. It can affect your network, your whole sense of professional identity, even financial stability in ways you didn't expect. Those subtle risks often need the most thought.
Okay, so let's talk about Jeremy Burroughs. He started the Leader Assistant back in 2016, and our source material describes it as growing into, quote, an impressive beast of a business. Sounds pretty good on the surface.
It really does sound like a success story.
Yeah.
Impressive growth. But here's the interesting part. Despite that success, Jeremy had this key realization. He realized he was spending way too much time on what he called busy work. The admin side, managing different online groups, answering the same questions again and again.
Right, getting bogged down.
Exactly. And it was pulling him away from what he really cared about, his core passion, which he says is helping assistants like you become the confident, game-changing leader assistants the world needs.
Huh. That's a really interesting problem to have when the success itself almost becomes, a barrier to your actual goal. So, okay, things look great from the outside, but you need a change. What you even do first? What was Jeremy's first step?
Well, his first move was pretty smart. He called it strategic spring cleaning. Basically, he started consolidating some of the different spaces within his online community, the Leader Assistant Circle. Just, tidying up to make things less cluttered.
Decluttering. I like that. I bet that meant stopping some things too, right? Can't just add. Sometimes you have to subtract.
You got it.
Yeah.
A really big step, and probably a tough one, was stopping a weekly Zoom call he'd been hosting.
Oh, wow. Weekly. That's a commitment.
Huge commitment. He said it was just becoming too much, Valuable, sure, but the time drain was stopping him from doing other, maybe higher impact things. It was a trade-off.
Makes sense. So clear out the clutter, stop the time drain. What came next? What did the new structure look like?
So he set up something new called the Leader Assistant Academy, and this included its own newsletter, and importantly, it was all integrated neatly within that existing Circle platform he already had. So streamlined.
Okay, keeping it all in one place.
Right. And he did something pretty innovative, too. He brought in AI agents.
Oh, interesting. Like chatbots?
Sort of, yeah. Tailored for different groups in the community, free members, people enrolled in the academy, premium subscribers. They're designed to handle common questions, point people to resources, basically scaling his help without scaling his own time answering the same things.
That's clever. Using tech to free up his own bandwidth. So what's the bottom line? How does Jeremy actually spend his time now compared to before? What's changed day to day?
Well, the direct impact is pretty clear. He's spending way less time on those sort of casual, frequent Zoom calls, less time managing lots of different online spaces.
And probably less time on those repetitive questions thanks to the AI.
Exactly. That frees him up considerably.
So where's that time going instead? What's the new focus?
It means he can dedicate more energy to more intentional video sessions, maybe less frequent, but deeper. He's focusing a lot more on writing. Yeah, newsletters, books, that kind of thing. And this is key. He has more bandwidth now to tackle the really complex, nuanced questions and problems that members bring up. The stuff AI can't answer.
Right, where his personal expertise really shines.
Precisely. That's where the unique value is.
So if you boil it all down, beyond just shuffling things around, what's the core strategic shift here?
I think at its heart, it's a major shift from being reactive, responding to questions, facilitating lots of general interaction, to becoming a dedicated creator.
The creator of content?
Yeah, high-impact original content. It's less about just being available constantly and more about creating valuable resources, intellectual property. It's really a deliberate move towards quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity. That applies to the type of interaction, the content.
Even the medium, yeah. And the frequency. Less frequent maybe, but deeper engagement.
And what I find really compelling is the self-awareness involved. He apparently realized he's actually a better writer than he is, say, a constant live video person.
Exactly. And that's huge, isn't it? It's not just about efficiency. It's about knowing your strengths. He assessed himself, realized, okay, my biggest impact comes through the written word. And then he structured his pivot around that.
Doubling down on his strengths.
Yes. Spending less time on the Zooms he felt less impactful on, and more time crafting written content where he feels he can deliver more value. It's aligning his work with his actual gifts.
Okay, so we've got the why, getting back to the core mission, escaping the busy work. We've got the how, the spring cleaning, the new academy structure, the AI. Now, I bet you're wondering, what's the what? What's he actually doing with all this freed up creative energy? What are the new projects?
Right, the exciting part.
First up, there's something he's calling the Detach book, at least for now. Now, he's talked about confidence, identity, self-worth quite a bit before, right? Even in his first book.
Yeah, he touched on it in The Leader Assistant, his bestseller. But this new project is diving much deeper. And the catalyst, really, was the feedback.
From assistants.
From assistants all over the world, yeah. He got such an overwhelmingly positive response whenever he spoke or wrote about identity and self-worth, specifically detaching it from the job title. It clearly struck a chord.
I can see why. That theme, detaching our worth as humans from our specific work role that's powerful, feels relevant to almost everyone, not just assistants.
It really is universal, isn't it? Yeah. So he envisions this book as practical, kind of therapeutic maybe, lots of self-assessment, really a personal and professional development tool.
Sounds ambitious. How's he planning to build it?
Interestingly, he's going to build it out essentially with his community. He's starting it exclusively for the Academy enrollees, putting out pieces in the Academy newsletter first.
Oh, so getting feedback as he goes.
Exactly. An iterative process, letting the community help shape it.
Very cool. Okay, so that's one big project. What else?
And then there's something that, well, it kind of took us by surprise initially. He's working on a children's book.
A children's book. Okay, that is a pivot from leadership for assistants. What's the story there? His kids are older now, right?
They are middle school, I think, but he just loves children's books. He mentioned, the simplicity, how they're short, how the illustrations carry so much weight.
And how kids always say, read it again.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that too. He sees power in that format for distilling big ideas, maybe even themes like identity or self-worth, but in a way that's simple and memorable.
And you mentioned illustrations.
Right. He also said he's a very visual person. So the idea of designing visuals, working with an illustrator to bring ideas to life that challenge, really appeals to him.
So another creative outlet that plays to different strengths. And is this also being built out for Academy members?
Yes, same approach.
Yeah.
Exclusively for Academy enrollees initially. He actually specifically mentioned hoping that you, the listeners who are in the Academy, will comment and share feedback on both these projects as they develop in the newsletter.
So he can see what resonates.
Yeah, what lands well, what doesn't. He feels that feedback loop will make both the detached book and the children's book much stronger in the end. It's like co-creation almost.
Wow. So looking at this whole story, Jeremy's journey really shows the power of these strategic pivots, doesn't it? Finding that core passion again, cutting out the noise, it leads to really exciting new directions.
It really does. It's a fantastic example of how understanding what truly matters, like what's your unique contribution, your zone of genius, and then having the guts to shift away from just more stuff towards real quality and deep creation. That can be incredibly transformative.
Applies to any field, really. Any part of life.
Absolutely. It's about intentionally building a future or even just a workflow that lets you operate at your best.
So maybe something for you to think about as you go about your day. Is there one area, maybe in your job, maybe personally, where a bit of spring cleaning, like Jeremy did, a little strategic pivot, could free up time and energy for what you really love doing or what you're truly best at?
Please review on Apple Podcasts. GoBulls.com.
The ping-pong back-and-forth game of manually scheduling meetings is unnecessary and inefficient in today's automated world. It's time to embrace calendar automation for increased productivity and capacity. You Can Book Me by Capacity is my favorite automated booking solution. It's a game changer for me and my executive. You can manage scheduling for your entire executive team, send automated reminders, add buffer time between appointments, and much more. You Can Book Me integrates with your existing Microsoft and Google calendars so you can add automation without disrupting your current workflow. Go to leaderassistant.com/calendar to learn more and sign up for a free trial of this powerful scheduling automation tool. That's leaderassistant.com/calendar.